stops. I pull up in these clothes, look so good. Cause I'm
Something that
Oops.
Joking. What's up? You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe. Before I go any further, stepping into my vibe, my Beyonce isms, I almost kind of. You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. This is the show where we hit all the trending topics and headlines across entertainment, sports, lifestyle, and culture. Of course, we had to drop that B. I'm that girl, Beyonce. Happy 42nd birthday to Beyonce. And of course, Beyonce is one of our topics tonight because, you know, it's the Renaissance World Tour and it had its LA stop. And of course, Beyonce is your favorite celebrity's favorite celebrity. So all the celebrities came out for B. And there was a lot of action at the 3 shows over the course of the weekend. And we're going to get into that, you know, as we always do. Welcome back. I hope your Labor Day weekend was amazing and that you are relaxed on this fine Tuesday night, that, you know, you got your snacks. Snacks are important tonight, actually. Really important. And we'll get to why shortly. And, you know, maybe a beverage. We're coming off of a holiday, so I'm sure, you know, it's time for chamomile tea, something relaxing, you know, fruit water, something. And get ready because, as always, we have a lot to talk about. So on deck for tonight's show, of course, I have to give you a recap of Beyonce's LA stop of the Renaissance World Tour. Who showed up? Who was in the building? Surprise guest, Mike Troubles. All of that. Me, of course, I was in the building, so we got to talk about that. Shout out to my chrome disco outfit. Check out my social media at Stiletto Jill if you want to check that out. Speaking of social media, of course, if you are not following KBLA, hit us up at KBLA 1580. Make sure you follow us everywhere so you can lock in. Download the app because, you know, you might want to take us on the go with you. So you have us everywhere locked into your phone. And of course, tonight, if you want to call in and tap in on any of these subjects, or you have a question for my guest, who I'll be announcing in a second, make sure to hit up the phone lines, 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. So in addition to Beyonce, we're going to be talking about Diddy returning royalties to the bad boy artist. We just had a conversation about this last week. I want to know, does that make you look at Diddy differently? Does it change your mind about Diddy as far as business? We're going to get into that. We're going to talk about the Deion Sanders effect at Colorado. You know, Colorado came out swinging in an away game this weekend, and there's already a lot happening, a lot charged around it. We're going to get into some of Deion's comments and just look at what's happening and what type of legacy he's tapping into and what he's doing for his players. And of course, I mentioned that we have a guest tonight, and let me tell you, I am so very excited about our guest tonight because he likes food like I like food. I like to talk about food. I like to go to food places. So we're going to get into it. We have Alex Cottrell, the LA Try Guy. We're going to get into his backstory. I'm going to, of course, put him on the spot and ask him some of his favorite spots and recommendations because he's here. And who better to ask? We're going to get into all of that and more. But before we talk to Alex, let's talk a little bit of Beyonce. So the Renaissance World Tour hit LA, made its 3 stops, September 1st, September 2nd, and September 4th, Beyonce's 42nd birthday, at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Of course, Beyonce normally is her own opening act, but on the Friday and Saturday night shows, she featured DJ Khaled, which meant that there were some special guests. So he had Offset take the stage, 2 Chainz, Coily Ray, Lil Wayne, who else? Big Sean, a couple of others. But can I tell you what happened on Friday night with Lil Wayne? Lil Wayne didn't even perform a song. He attempted to start up his song twice, but he didn't get it off because he was having mic problems. He said there was feedback he couldn't hear. So, he had to leave the stage frustrated. Seems like mic problems were the theme of the weekend or the theme of the last couple of shows. We saw 50 Cent in LA at the Kia Forum last week throw a mic because he was having mic issues. And also during Beyonce's concert on her birthday, when Kendrick Lamar stepped on the stage to, hit his verse on their hit, America's Got a Problem, his mic wouldn't work. And so Beyonce was basically giving body and dancing next to him while he was spitting, but we were unable to hear it. But then he kicked in and all was well, and he did his verse. And also Miss Diana Ross, who came out to sing happy birthday to Beyonce. Her mic seemed to be kind of glitchy, but it was such a special moment. You could tell Beyonce was really touched. It was at a break in the show when Diana came off when Beyonce had a costume change. And it's right before Beyonce, and this is a spoiler alert, if you haven't been to the show, if you're going, I'm going to let you know. You won't know when, and it won't necessarily be the same, but before she was going to be making her way out of a clam that's on stage, a seashell. But she came out and she rushed out and ran out on stage to give Diana a hug and thank her. You could tell she was very emotional. She also gave an extremely emotional birthday speech, thanking everyone for supporting her and her children and her sisters and her family. And she basically gave an amazing performance, production A1. And like I said, the guest list, the celebrity list is like amazing. So let me run it down for you quickly. Adele, Gabrielle Union, Tracy Ellis Ross, Meghan Markle, Issa Rae, Leslie Jones, Jenna Dewan, Niecy Nash, Kelly Rowland, Kris Jenner. Kylie and her boyfriend Timothy made their official debut there. Travis Scott was also there. Figure that one out. Kim and North, Prince Harry, Abigail Spencer, Sarah Paulson, Sofia Vergara, LeBron James, Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Bryant, Tyler Perry, Keke Palmer, Janae Aiko, Naomi Osaka. Like the list goes on and on and on. Blackpink, Miley Cyrus, Robin Thede, Kate Hudson, Big Sean, who I mentioned, Karrueche Tran, Tyra Banks, Tiffany Haddish, Sterling K. Brown, OT Genesis, just ridiculous. Everybody. She's your favorite celebrity's favorite celebrity. She spent her day off with Kelly, the Kardashians, and more. So happy birthday, B. Thank you for the wonderful performance. And if you haven't checked it out, go check out Renaissance. When we come forward, we will have the LA Try Guy, and we're going to get into all of these food stories. We're going to talk about his origins and what brought him to LA. And of course, like I said, I'm going to put him on the spot and ask him some recommendations. All of that and more. You are locked into KBLA Talk 1580 RSVP with Jill Munroe.
Infusing a sense of fun and entertainment in every episode. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. More when we come forward.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that for Bree's car.
Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Bree's car clips right on your vent. My car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face. When it smells just right, just right, just right. Breathe happy for Breeze. La 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 la.
Hey Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
I'm Dominique DePrima. We can all fall into the trap of mindlessly spending sometimes. I know I do it. But one tip for staying on track is when you have an impromptu purchase that comes up, try making a habit of taking a quick look at your bank account balance before you buy it. It's not just about seeing how much you have in your checking account. Just looking at your account might put the urge to make that impulse purchase into perspective and help you make better choices that'll benefit you for the long term. Whatever your financial goals, U.S. Bank Access Commitment Initiatives can help support you in reaching them. Access your financial goals at usbank.com/access. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action is the youth component of the impactful CBO, known as the Community Coalition. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action has chapters at almost every South LA high school. Say Yeah, as they are popularly known, is located at 80th and Vermont, but serves young people all over South LA. Under the COCO umbrella, they train youth organizers, help underserved scholars prepare for college, and work with students to help them gain admission to top universities. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action fosters teen activism, where young people have led campaigns moving tens of millions of dollars to South LA schools and forcing officials to make AP classes available to students in under-resourced institutions. SCEL scholars have taken part in the March on Washington, been published in major news outlets, and been elected to city council. Long before she was mayor, Karen Bass started the program when she founded the Community Coalition. To donate, volunteer, or enroll a student in South Central Youth Empowered Through Action, please visit cocsouthla.org. cocsouthla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Keeping you informed, entertained, and always ahead of the curve. This is RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. And of course, as I mentioned, we have a guest. And I am super excited to welcome the LA Try Guy, Alex Cottrell. And, of course, we can't forget Cousin Cam here in the building. Welcome to RSVP with Jill Munroe. Stepping inside the velvet ropes. You guys are now VIPs, so, you know, that carries some weight somewhere. I'm not sure where, but here it does.
For sure. Glad to be here, most definitely.
So thank you so much for coming in. So, gotta ask, starting right off, how did this come about? Were you just already like, I love food? Like, how did you decide? How did the LA Try Guy birth itself?
Man, I've always loved food. You know, I'm from Arkansas. You know, we pretty heavy set out there. We love to eat for sure. And I think, you know, coming here to LA, you know, there was so many like restaurants and stuff that I had never tried before. And I don't know, I just decided to whip out my phone and just like record my experience trying all these different things for the first time ever, because we don't really have access to a lot of the cool stuff y'all got out here in LA and Arkansas. The
little fusions. What was the first restaurant that you went to that you documented?
It was actually, dang, that's crazy. It was actually it was like a Korean shaved ice place.
Okay.
Yeah, they do like the shaved ice. They cut out a whole melon. They put the ice in there with the fruit on it. Yeah, it was good. It was really
okay,
good.
See, look at that. All right, so when did you start it?
So I did that video, I want to say it was like over a year ago I did that. And I was doing TikTok for like 2 months. I was eating like every day, and I got real fat, and I was not happy with myself. So I stopped, and I just picked everything back up this in February. I started everything.
So did you start on TikTok or Instagram? Like, what was your platform of choice that took off for you?
I did that Korean shaved ice video on TikTok, and then I started Instagram in February of this year, and I started YouTube in April.
Okay. And do you remember the first video that hit, like your first, which you felt was like, oh, I'm viral? What?
Man, let me tell you something. The first video that hit for me was pastrami. It was like the hat or something like that. I don't know what it is about pastrami and y'all out here in LA, but y'all love y'all some pastrami.
We do.
On everything.
We do.
Pastrami on anything.
On anything. Like, I got there, burger, taco, pizza, pastrami. Like, yeah, that was the first one that hit.
Okay. And so what was your thoughts on it? Like, cause were you going into, you were just kind of documenting, doing your thing, just like, I'm gonna have fun with while I try this food? Or were you thinking, you know, I'm trying my hand at being a content creator, and this is something I'm interested in?
Yeah, so at first it was just for fun. And then I think I had went to a restaurant, and the lady literally called me the next day like, hey, Alex, my line is around the corner. My wait is 3 hours. Like, thank you so much. And I was like, oh, wow, like, this is actually having an impact on the restaurants that I'm actually going to. And that's when I kind of started thinking a little bit differently about it, and actually started trying to be a content creator that also helps the businesses and can be a good person.
So do you plan out your videos, or do you just go on vibes? Like it's legitimate, just I'm going in, boom, 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 this is what I'm going to order, and you're getting my true blue reaction?
Yeah, so a lot of the spots I try, like I go up there and I just ask whoever in front, like, hey, what's the best thing on the menu? And that's what I get, because it comes in many different ways. Like I go to spots that I want to try personally. I have a lot of restaurants and companies that reach out to me now. We get a lot of brands that reach out to us now. So, we just blessed out here.
Okay. So what happens if you come across some food that isn't to your standard or to your liking? No, I didn't ask any names. I'm just saying the situation.
For sure. I get this question a lot.
Okay.
Honestly, like, the review has to be authentic. It's got to be real, or else I lose all credibility. Now, I'm not out here tearing nobody's restaurant down. You're never going to hear me say, like, oh, that was horrible, don't go there. Like, I'm never going to do that to somebody's hard-working business, but I do got to be real. So, I say something I like about it. I may say something I don't like about it. I got to be real. Like, if the chicken dry, it's dry. If it needs some more seasoning, it's seasoning. I'm not like a food expert by any means. I'm just a regular guy. Like, either it tastes good to me or it don't, Take that with you what you will,
So you said you're just a regular guy, right?
Yeah.
But you have the numbers you've amassed on social media in the time frame, the way that people have connected and engaged with you, just your honest reviews, your interactions. That's not normal. People try for years to get what you have. What do you think that your secret sauce is for, sticking with our food theme here?
Well, I mean, I think for me, the shift came, like, when I first started doing the videos, I would do it the same way all the other food influencers do it. You know how they record everything and then do a voiceover afterwards? But then I was like, man, like, I really be vibing with people, like, when I go to the restaurant. So I started recording that, just really getting my own personality in it. Like, when I pull up somewhere, it's all love. Like, I'm not out there trying to get in, get out, not nobody see me. Like, I'm talking to people outside. I'm talking to the staff. Like, we really be pulling up and vibing in our community. I think that's been the biggest thing that has, catapulted my platforms. And I go to a lot of the spots that normal influencers don't go to. Like, I be down, like, in, like, South Central and, like, Inglewood and, like, really in our communities like
right.
that.
Going to the little spots, little nip tucks that you got to be really connected to know about, So here's the thing, right? Again, on your theme of I'm a regular guy,
Yeah.
You had a corporate job, a job in sales, a job that I was just alerted to, goes in the high value man category, Alex, people are looking for those things.
Yeah.
How did you decide that, one, how did you balance working and doing this content creation as your star was rising? And then you said you recently have made the decision to amicably split with your job. So talk about that experience and what made you decide that you were ready to, move away from that.
I like that word, amicably. I've been trying to practice that one, amicably. Did I say it right?
We there. We're gonna say it a couple more times and it's gonna be fine. It's okay.
Hey, all right. Nah, but I mean, it was hard, like, definitely hard trying to balance it. Just working my corporate job and then, trying to do all these videos and stuff. Luckily for me, working in sales, you get to, the day is up to you, so I did have time to, like, do my own thing, but do their thing. But, I'm the type of person who likes to be very good at all the things I do. Like, I'm not going to go to my job and have I almost cussed right here, my bad. Hold on.
No.
I'm not going to go to my job and not do it well. I was one of the best at my job, top in the country, but at the end of the day, I felt like, dang, like, I'm making them so much money. I'm just getting a piece of the pie. I knew that I would be selling something else. I just didn't realize it was going to be myself. Because that's what I'm selling now, essentially,
right.
to all these corporate brands. And, once the brand deals started coming in, once the buzz started coming in, I was just like, man, like, I see the bigger picture of what LA Try Guy and all this content can really be. And, we seeing some good numbers for sure. I ain't crazy.
We don't get, yeah.
Ain't crazy.
So, I mean, that's an interesting thing because you bring up, you were in sales and now you're selling yourself.
Right.
How much do you think your background in sales has helped to create this, situation for you? And, Is it coming through in your videos, do you feel? How much of that helps you?
It helps me 10,000%. It helps me a lot, you know what I mean? Like, the sales aspect of it helps me a lot in my negotiations with the big brands. You know, mom and pops around LA, you know, I do that to help. You know, obviously some of them do pay me. You know, I'm real about that. But where I really make the bulk of my bread is from like the big people, you know, Chevron and I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying these names right now, but
listen, do you have any type of clauses where you're not supposed to mention? Slow it down. Big brands, lots of dollars. That's where the coins are.
Let me chill out. I'm getting too lit over here. Yeah. But yeah, when I'm talking to these brands and providing value about what I do when we're negotiating these deals, that's where my sales acumen comes in. You know, I'm not gonna let them jit me on nothing around here.
And so you understand how it moves. What has it been like sort of learning that process of content creation coupled with branded sales and sponsorship opportunities and sort of knowing your worth within that space?
Yeah, you know, I urge every content creator that I meet, like, you know, you really got to know your brand, your product. You got to know your analytics. Like, I'm not, when a brand approaches me about doing something, I'm not what's the opposite of knowledgeable? I'm not unknowledgeable about my.
You good. There you go.
I'm not unknowledgeable about my own company. You know what I mean? Like, I can spit game about analytics to the brand. I can show them, you know, my engagement rate compared to theirs. I can tell you all those types. I can literally sit down and do a side by side comparison on what's going on and show you what I've done in the past and how our partnership is going to benefit you to the max. You know.
Okay, so. Your cousin Cam is here, right?
Yeah, cousin over there.
At what point did you decide, you know what, I need someone to document me going through these experiences? Because, of course, initially it was you and I'm assuming your phone or whatever, and then, you know, the production values go up. You want to do more. So when did you decide I need an extra pair of hands?
So, you know, my cousin Cam over here, you know, he was asking me all year, you know, can I come out to LA? Can I come out to LA? And I was like, man, oh, no, I'm working. I'm content. But then things started to get a little more serious. And I was like, man, like, you know, when I was that age, you know, I wish I had somebody to, you know, show me the ropes and, you know, give me a sort of opportunity that could literally change my life. You know, he just graduated high school in May.
Okay.
He just turned 18.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, you know, he came straight out here from Arkansas, for sure.
Applause for that. Clap it up for that.
So yeah, now he's recording all my videos. He's in these meetings with me. I take him to the HQ when I'm meeting with a brand. He be on my calls, like listening and like getting that game because it's very invaluable.
Right.
You know.
So for you, what has that experience been like straight out of high school? Did you like have an idea of what you wanted to do next? Did it involve this type of things, or are you just like whoop whoop, right place, right time, let's go?
Okay, so actually, being from Arkansas and growing up playing some football, that was initially my like first thought. But then like I started seeing content in the YouTube and I was like, okay, I really want to do that. So I started mine and it was, you know, very small, not very doing well. And I saw him do it and looking up to Big Cuzzo, I was like, you know, I want to come out to LA and try to do some content, be in your content, record you, whatever I got to do, you know, to have an opportunity to get myself out there, to grow myself and to help you, you know, grow your content as well. And I feel like, you know, it's just me and Cuzzo just eating food and people enjoy it, you know.
Having a good time.
Yes,
I like
ma'am.
that. So, all right. I'm from LA. LA girls, listen, I start everything with that. I'm an LA native, born and raised. I'm very particular about a lot of things. So, I need to know from you, top three, maybe not the top three, just, you know, top three right now, top three of mine, right? We're going to pat it. Taco spots that you have been to.
Ooh.
I love tacos out here in LA. LA got some good tacos.
Yes,
man.
we do.
And I ain't gonna cap, like, the tacos I like is the dudes who be on the side of the road, you know, somebody T.O. out there grabbing it with his bare hands, putting his blood, sweat, and tears in that joint. I don't know, something about that just make it taste better, I think. My favorite one though is two of them. It's two of them I really like.
Okay.
And they actually had the same name. They're both called Tacos Lupita, but they don't got nothing to do with each other.
Wow.
Yeah. One's down at Alhambra. It's just this husband and wife, just them two, and they make the tacos like fresh for you every single time, like from raw to like cooked. Like everything, they don't got it already made. They make it fresh for you right there.
Okay.
Only open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's it. Yeah, Tacos Lupita. And then the other Taco Lupita over in Frogtown. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, again, LA girl. So I'm, going to focus on LA type foods first.
Yeah.
So we said taco. Korean barbecue.
Ooh. I live in Koreatown, and I had never had Korean barbecue till I came out here, actually. I say it's called, look, the names be a little...
Little tricky. We're going to try, though, right?
Haijan Chong over on 6th Street.
Okay.
Is one of my favorites. Quarters is fire. There's a lot of Korean barbecue. Parks Barbecue.
Okay.
All of that.
All right. Next, right? Yeah, I'm grilling you down. I'm going down the list.
Let's get it.
Barbecue, just straight barbecue.
All right, if y'all haven't been under a rock lately, Kitchen's Corner. You heard of Kitchen's Corner?
I have. Where is it at though? I've only seen it on Uber Eats.
It's down in where was that joint at, dog? It was a food truck, but they line be like a 3-hour wait now. Yeah. It's crazy, but they go stupid with it. Kitchen's Corner. I'm sorry that I forgot where y'all at, Brody, but I waited in line like everybody else. I ain't trying to get to
Did you really?
Yeah, we really did. I was tired.
You were tired?
I was tired. Yeah.
Do they make it festive? What's that environment? It was in Compton? Okay.
Yeah, Compton. Yeah, my guy, he know that. You been there, ain't you?
Look, you just went in. He had looked it up real quick.
Yeah, Compton.
Okay.
Y'all brothers doing it right, for real. We know barbecue down south. They do it right.
What'd you have?
Everything.
We had the whole plate.
What didn't I have? What are you talking about? It was the ribs, the chicken, the goddamn
hot dogs,
the links. Yeah, the
smoked links.
What's it? Hot dog, link.
So you went in. When we come forward, I'm going to ask more food questions from the LA Try Guy, Alex and Cam here in studio. Of course, we're going to hit more trending topics and headlines. You're locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm indecent. Let it begin. I be pulling up in a 92 DeVille Cadillac with them boys losing my mind. Beastin', an American. I don't need no friends. I've been thugging for my American life, flights in these deep flawless skies. The deep end, such a heathen. Why they let me outside? I pour relief in.
RSVP with Jill Munroe is your go-to show for staying in the know. More engaging conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Every defendant in former President Trump's Georgia case is pleading not guilty. The final co-defendant in the election interference case waived their right to an in-person arraignment today. Trump and 18 others are accused of trying to overturn the state's 2020 election results. California healthcare workers rallied on Labor Day to call on one of the state's major medical companies, Kaiser, to provide better wages and staffing levels. Organizers said it was ready to kick off the biggest healthcare workers strike in U.S. history. Black Congressman Barbara Lee joined the protesters in Oakland, California. Students entering college this year are struggling with basic math, and colleges are mostly blaming COVID disruptions. Temple University's math chair says it's not just that they're unprepared, they're almost damaged. And that is the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Need an accident attorney by your side? All you got to do is call the accident guys.
Injured in a car accident or at work? The accident guys can come to you almost anywhere, so you don't have to come to us. Se habla español.
KBLA Talk 1580 is dedicated to empowering our communities by providing progressive talk radio for our audience. We strive to be an intersectional voice for the voiceless. As a Black-owned and operated station, we are committed to highlighting diverse perspectives and creating safe spaces for meaningful dialogue. We believe that everyone has something unique to bring to these political, economic, social, and cultural conversations. And we don't shy away from the hard conversations about current events. We endeavor to be a beacon of hope and understanding, while boldly challenging listeners to think more deeply about difficult topics that impact us all. With this in mind, our mission statement at KBLA Talk 1580 is simple: to create an inclusive platform that promotes civil discourse through honest dialogue and encourages personal growth among our listeners, so they can become the active agents of change. Our vision is to establish ourselves as the premier radio network with relevant programming across the beloved community, connecting people through shared experiences and collective power for lasting impact beyond these challenging times.
Hi, it's Tavis Smiley. KBLA Talk 1580 is inviting you to join us on Saturday, September 16th, 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. for our very first economic empowerment event for the community. This event is free and is powered by Caltrans. We're doing this in association with Rambo House, and here's Rambo to tell you more.
Contracts. I'm going to say it again for all of us small business owners out there. Contracts. Rambo House, KBLA, Tavis, me. Oh my God, this is going to be massive. I truly thank Caltrans for giving us the opportunity to focus on contracts. Listen, that's what it's all about to be a small business in LA. That's how we hire our own. That's how we expand our community, is contracts. KBLA1580.com is for you to have a seat at our contracts-focused event. Contract Ready does it again. We had over 900 last time. So you guys know how exciting this is. And if you just think that you want to get into contracts and you're close to it, bring your friends out for September 16th at the Marriott Hotel. Listen, you know where to register. KBLA1580.com. Come see me. I can't wait to see you. Let's do it, Tavis.
So be sure to go to KBLA1580.com for all the details. We'll see you Saturday, September 16th.
Ew. Gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried New Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
KBLA Talk 1580 stands for Unity and Healing. African Focus Incorporated is a nonprofit organization based in California that focuses on the growth and well-being of Africans all around the world. Their mission is to promote the well-being of people of African descent through knowledge and appreciation of one another by building a bridge of love and understanding. African Focus Incorporated strives for cultural, educational, and economic growth. They're the organization behind the African Family Induction Ceremony, African Goodwill Awards, African Focus Trailblazer Tours, African Dance Competition and Showcase Los Angeles, Family Day, Good News Windows Microfinance Project, and more. To volunteer, travel with African Focus, or to attend one of their community building events, please call 310-676-7730. That's 310-676-7300. Or visit AfricanFocus.org. This is a diaspora-wide community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Curating the most compelling stories and delivering them straight to your ears. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
My old boy from the point, but I'm from Southwest. And every now and then I get put to the test. But I can't be stopped, cause I gotta come through. Ain't got no gun, but I got my crew. Didn't come for no.
My got me tonight, Andy. Look, he's excited. He's excited. Andy's excited. You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. And if you are a frequent listener of the show, you know that my musical knowledge and history is like out of this world, right? But every once in a while, Andy comes along with something that may not have made it through my repertoire that I recognize.
Okay.
Tonight's one of those nights. Tell me.
I'll give you some hints.
All right, let's go.
All right. We have a special guest here.
We do.
He's known for, his videos about
food.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He's from where?
Arkansas.
Which is representation of what portion?
The South.
Okay.
What is this, Goody Mob? Soul food or something like that?
Come on now.
That's what it is?
That's what it is.
Okay, Jill Munroe. What? Even when I'm wrong, I'm right. What's up? So we are here, as you heard, with Alex Cottrell, the LA Try Guy, and we're talking food. So we put him on the spot. Well, not on the spot. We asked for some suggestions. It's never on the spot. About tacos, Korean barbecue, regular barbecue. So what has been sort of the most unique food experience that you've had since you've been embarked on this journey?
Well, I done had a lot of food in my day, but the other week, I took my little cousin to Dollar Hits. You had Dollar Hits?
Goodness. No, I don't even know where.
Yeah, it's like a little Filipino street food joint. So you go in, and they got all this stuff on skewers. Each skewer is $1. So you go in there, they got like chicken hearts, chicken feet, livers.
Oh, I'm not going there.
Intestines.
No, thank you.
And
So,
let me tell you what he did to me. I had picked up a chicken intestine, and he told me, I said, bro, what is this meat? And he said, oh, man, that's beef. And I bit it. He said, no, that's intestine. And he got me.
But what was the taste like? Was it flavorful? Was it unique?
So the thing is, you take the skewers, right, and you take them outside in the parking lot where they have these open fire grills. And you grill your own stuff out there. So it was like a grill situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's interesting food parts, and they put you to work. I got
you. You gotta cook your own food.
I got you. I feel that. So we talked a bit about you have decided to, you come from a corporate background, and you've decided to amicably part ways with your corporate job. What was the point where you knew that, it's time for me to leave this behind and put my full focus here?
I would say, I ain't gonna cap. Like I knew that I would have to do it one day. I just didn't realize it was gonna be so soon. And it was really when I got my first brand deal, like my first good paying, or decently paying brand deal.
Now.
Yeah, when that happened, and then I went to this festival called Hot Water Cornbread. You heard of that?
Mm-hmm,
That's my boy Justin. Shout out Justin. Hot Water Cornbread for sure. If you haven't been, definitely check it out. It's like the biggest Southern food and music festival in California. And I went up there, and so many people was stopping me, hey, I know you, da 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 da. And I was like, wow, I can really take this to the next level. So I gotta cut ties and really put my effort into this.
Okay, that's so interesting. So Andy had a question he mentioned, and it is a very good point. LA, we have neighborhoods, we have areas, we have no-fly zones, things like that. And you have stepped into some spots, they are deep in some hood, somebody's hood, right? That sometimes, people might have avoided. Were you ever concerned? And did you think about things like that before you kind of started off into these adventures?
No, I didn't, because I ain't even from here like that. So I didn't even realize.
You never saw Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society?
Well, I wasn't thinking about it like
right.
that. You boy just pull up trying to get some pizza or something.
Right.
I didn't realize that it was like that until I read the comments, and the comments be like, God dang, Don, you risking your life for some chicken over there. God dang, boy, you risking your life for a burger. I didn't realize that it was really like that out here. But I will say, wherever I go, it's all love. We're not out here on no dumb stuff. We're not messing with nobody. We literally just out showing love. And that's the same type of respect I get from the people in all those areas. No, we love it.
So you mentioned how the business owners have been, showing you love and sort of, Jesus. Andy, you want to ask a question for me? Because I'm choking.
So how about you just share some of your hood experiences? You know what I mean? Any was there somebody that pulled up on you that kind of put you up on game? This area is this area is that.
Oh yeah. Generally wherever I go, man. We went to a spot called Pizza Loca over on Martin Luther King. and we was just outside eating the pizza like we normally do, and Buddy pulls up on me. He's like, "Hey man, just letting y'all know where y'all at right now. Like it's crazy around here. It's hot, bro. I literally just got set tripped on like twice, and I just got off work, and I'm like, God dang, my cousin's ready to go. He was like, hey bro, let's get in the car and bounce. I was like, nah man, we out here eating pizza. Ain't nobody about to mess with us eating no pizza, man. Like,
No.
yeah.
LA is wild, like my voice right now. So I saw that you like linked up with Paul Pierce.
Oh yeah.
Which is random. How did that come about? Was that his spot? Like, explain some of the connections and collaborations outside of just the food spots that you're tapping into.
Well, like I said, it's all love. Like, you know, Paul reached out and was like, hey man, like you need to go try Hungry Joe's. And I was like, man, Paul, like it would be dope if, you know, if you pulled up with me and we did something dope for the community. So really doing that with Paul, it was really just him showing love. Like he wasn't trying to get nothing out of that. He was legit just like showing love because that's his community down there. So we doing a lot of collabs with a lot of celebrities and whatnot like around the area because they also just want to pour back into the community. Like I said, it's all love.
Hungry Joe's is the spot. That's on La Brea. That's Jamaican food.
Amazing.
They have great food.
Oh, it was busted.
Shout out to them. When we come forward, we will have more with the LA Try Guy. My voice will be back in effect. I don't know what's going on. And, of course, when we'll have more trending topics and headlines. You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580.
Trending topics and the hottest happenings. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Black Hollywood Education and Resource Center proudly presents its 25th annual Real Black Men Short Film Showcase, September 22nd through September 24th. Join us for the opening night celebration on Friday, September 22nd, and enjoy the short film showcase featuring 47 films by emerging black male directors from across the country. Continuing on Saturday, September 23rd and Sunday, September 24th. All events will be held at the Regal LA Live Cinemas, 1000 West Olympic Boulevard in downtown Los Angeles. For more information and tickets, visit bherc.org. That's bherc.org or call 323-957-4656. That's 323-957-4656. Don't miss your chance to celebrate excellence in black cinema all weekend long at the Real Black Men Short Film Showcase. See you there.
If you're a veteran with a service-connected disability that is directly impacting your ability to work, resources are available to help you find employment. VA's Veteran Readiness and Employment, or VR&E, can assist you with finding a job that uses your existing skills. Or, if you're interested in exploring a new field, a VR&E counselor can help you determine the right education or training options for a new career. Find out if VR&E is right for you by visiting va.gov/VRE today.
Meet Joe A, Joe B, and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for voting rights. When We All Vote is a leading national nonpartisan initiative on a mission to change the culture around voting and to increase participation in each and every election by helping to close the race and age gap. Created by Michelle Obama, When We All Vote brings together individuals, institutions, brands, and organizations to register new voters across the country and advance civic education for the entire family and voters of every age to build an informed and engaged electorate for today and generations to come. When We All Vote empowers their supporters and volunteers to take action through voting, advocating for their rights, and holding their elected officials accountable. Please visit whenweallvote.org to stand up for your rights, voting rights. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Now back to more captivating conversation on RSVP with Jill Munroe.
You are locked in to RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. We are back. My voice is back. So we're locked in. This is the show where we hit all the trending topics and headlines. And right now we are locked in with food critic, savant, you know, the one who is hitting all of the, I don't want to insult them and call them like dive spots. What would you call them? You know, hidden gems, secrets. What would you call them? What do you call them?
I like hidden gems. I like that one. That has a nice ring to it. The hidden gems on the south side.
Andy, what would you call them?
All the spots.
All the spots. Just all the spots.
That's what he doing.
I mean, you are like high. Do you ever think about, because again, since most of the spots are hidden gems, you know, they are in some areas that, like we discussed, people may not be necessarily willing to go. Have you ever thought about doing the opposite of that, or like some of the high end, or mixing it in with that?
Oh, definitely. You know, we definitely want to. We definitely want to open it up to, you know, not just doing that stuff, but doing everything. You know, we just like a vibe. You know.
So what other? I mean, so we mentioned, you know, potentially, of course, acting. You know, maybe when the actors come back from strike or whatever, and things like that. But what other areas do you see this expanding into for you?
You know, I think what I'm doing right now is really just laying the groundwork for everything I ever thought I could be. You know, and I think people like, yeah, I got the LA Try Guy, but, you know, I think I really want people to be in tune with Alex and whatever Alex is doing. Like, no matter if I'm trying food, no matter if I want to go skydiving and jump out of a plane, if I make a movie, like whatever, like I want people to rock with Alex. And I think that's been like the coolest part about what I've been doing. Like people really been rocking with Alex. Like no matter what I do now, it's like, you know, oh, Alex doing it, all right, it's valid.
So Alex does it all. That's the name
Alex
of the show.
Whatever you want to do in this lifetime, baby.
You know, like, so we're going with, like you said, skydiving. We might go see you take on some pole positioning, getting the F1 car, like you planning it out, right? Just you lifestyle all over. So you mentioned that you want to go back home and do the same thing for some businesses there.
Yeah.
What is it about home that, obviously home is home for everyone, but what is it about the specialness that you feel that you can bring out when you go back there? What do you know, if it's not a business that you can think of right away, but what do you feel that is special about your community that you want to share with your growing fan base?
Yeah, a lot of people want to know, like, where I'm from, because a lot of people aren't familiar with Arkansas. You know, we really got some cool stuff out there. You know, we don't got a lot, but we got some, god dang it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we have a cool little community and culture out there, and I do want people to be able to step into, like, how I grew up out there. You know, like, I grew up in what's, like, the city in Arkansas, you know.
How many, what's the population?
230,000.
Yeah,
230,000. There's what, like 8 million people in Los Angeles, maybe more.
Yeah, exactly. And I spend my summers like with our grandma in Lakeview. That's like you step outside and it's dirt roads and cornfields. You know what I mean? So, but you know, I didn't know nothing different. You know, I have a lot of fond memories growing up. So I do want to bring people to my mom's and watch her cook some coon or like a rabbit or something. Like, you know, you had coon before? You know what coon is?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm cool. Listen. So here's the thing. Both of my parents are from the South. My mom is from Mississippi. My dad is from Texas.
Okay.
So I understand the particular mix, but I am from LA. I was born here. So there are just certain things that I'm just going to have to like bypass completely. Do you do like vegan food? Have you like gotten into that? Because there are some things that are very much feel very LA sort of in their presentation or their approach or their thought to them. So is vegan food something that you've tried out or tested out?
I tried it. Kevin Hart's restaurant asked me to come through and like do a thing, you know, for them. And I liked it. You know, I liked the burger better than the chicken sandwich for sure. Have you had Heart House?
I have. I've had Heart House.
How'd you like it? Give me your review.
Give you my review. So I only, what did I try? I tried some chicken nuggets, their fries, and like the Heart single or whatever. It was cool. You know, I felt like I appreciate, I'm an aesthetic girl sometimes. It doesn't make up for it, but I feel it can enhance it. So I like the aesthetic of it, that you feel like, you know, it's kind of, a Happy Meal, not
Right.
really, but esque, and it gives that vibe.
Yeah.
And it was tasty, so I bring up the Happy Meal esque thing because it reminds me of like classic burgers, you know, like from old school.
Right.
So it was cool.
So you like aesthetic though, huh? So.
Not only. Let's not get it twisted. I value very, very good food. Like I said, you hit up the serving suite. We were talking about Sweet Red Peach.
Yeah. I feel
not
like you like
saying the thing.
bougie LA restaurants. So you like Bestia and like stuff like that, or what?
There is a time and a place for everything. Like there's
Yeah.
a time to go do your bougie stuff
course,
and
of
to
course,
go
of
and
course.
you get dressed up and you try these experimental fusions
Of
and
course, of
imaginary
course.
things.
I love
But
it.
everybody likes, a good down home, like, oh, these are my people. I feel
Yeah,
comfortable.
for
And
sure.
you get that. Like, so do you know the differences in tacos? Because there's there's a street taco, there's homemade tacos, there's different type of tacos. Like, have you become a connoisseur like that, where you value different levels of a staple item that most people would be like, what?
I think I'm getting there. There's like a Mexican street taco.
Right.
There's like a Mexican street taco that you get that's in a brick and mortar, which is horrible compared to a street taco. There's like a taco from like Nacho Tacos, like some you'll make at home, like a Taco Bell taco. So there are different types, different scales of tacos and whatnot.
So the irony that most, like a great number of fast food franchises got their start in Southern California. So you're doing this, like Taco Bell started here, McDonald's, In-N-Out, Carl's Jr.
Oh, I didn't know that.
A bunch of other, probably blanking on a few, but like the modern concept of fast food restaurants, drive-thrus, all of that started here. So it's like perfect that you're doing something like this here, because we are the birth of, in that way, quick food culture and stuff like that. I just educated the LA Try Guy. Come on, now. You better come through. Come through. When we come forward, okay. Actually, so let me ask you this, because we talked about you potentially, branching off and doing different things and so forth. I know that you're probably being approached by different content creators to do collaborations. What's that process like? What's the vetting process? Because not everything is a fit, just not because of, a numbers thing or, the outside things, but just not everything is a fit content-wise. So how are you walking through that type of thing?
It's definitely been interesting. A lot of people reach out to me to do a lot of different things, from content creators to folks trying to do shows, like all types of stuff, and I was at the point where I was like, man, like I really want to like build my platform a little bit more before I start like doing all this, because I want my fans to be my fans,
right?
And I've been growing those organically. But when I go through and I pick like a content creator to work with, like I just kind of go through their page, I see what their vibe is, and like I said, I like to vibe. Like we worked with a dude today, Eddie Sanchez. Shout out Eddie. Like he was he came through. He wasn't on no BS. Like he pulled up to where was it? It was at Fred's Down Home Burgers. You know what I said?
I do.
Yeah, over off Slauson.
It is not that far from where we are right now. It used to be, I think the owner used to own this spot in Inglewood. What was it called? Something else, and then he moved there, but very familiar.
Yeah. He came through. He was a good sport. He played into what we do. Like we was out chopping up with everybody. Like I like people like that. Like ain't nobody just out here on no weird stuff.
So are you expanding into script writing for some of these things, so where it's more than just we're experimenting, we're doing like almost like actual commercials because essentially what you're doing when you go for these different spots is you're giving them a commercial for free, just by, like you said, your presence there turns into 3-hour wait times and things like that.
Right.
So have you thought about making that something that you actually do as far as putting together, content, commercialized content for some of these spots that you hit?
So for the restaurants, not in particular, because I just don't have the bandwidth to do that right now because I'm doing so many other things. But, I kind of do that in the way for the brands that approach me. Like they reach out to me, they have an idea for what they want to do, but I take that idea to the next level. Like the sriracha mayo thing I did. Like they hit me up and was like, hey, do a little cooking video with a hot dog, but I was like, well, what if I go and I get a random hot dog vendor and I buy all the hot dogs and use the sriracha mayo, like I take it to the next level type thing. So I do that for the bigger brands. I'm exploring my own my own unscripted content as well for my YouTube page, like with Sweet Red Peach. She's gonna teach me how to bake tomorrow.
Oh, that is gonna be amazing! Shout out to Sweet Red Peach. We love.
Yeah, Carolyn's amazing. If y'all ain't have Sweet Red Peach, I don't know what you are doing. Okay,
right
now.
Listen.
Yeah.
So, have you thought about potentially, coming out with a food product, or thinking along those lines, or is it just more? I'm tasting it, I'm doing these things, and not really looking into a product as far as like an actual food product of some sort.
We got some ideas down the line, and that's another reason we're working with Carolyn tomorrow. Like she's gonna teach me how to bake. I'm gonna be on the line for the day, and we're gonna come out with our own LA Try Guy like special, like dessert at Sweet Red Peach.
Okay.
So yeah. He said, "Bring it over here."
Yeah, bring it over. Yeah. Come back when it's time to launch for show.
Yeah, it's a blue velvet cheesecake cupcake situation. So
listen,
going in.
Come bring samples.
The LA Try Guy special.
But we'll come pump it up. You can come talk about it here. We love that. So okay. Well, first we're gonna be going to break shortly. So before we go to break, I just want to remind people, where can they find you?
LA Try Guy on all platforms. That's LAT. Oh, dang, I can't even spell. Wait, that's LATRYGUY. LA Try Guy on everything: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all that.
Do you still use your phone for your videos, or like you've upgraded to a camera? Like you got equipment? You're like on your next level Scorsese stuff.
So I use my phone for a lot of videos, but for like the Paul Pierce joint, like I had an actual videographer. So for like brand deals and stuff, I want higher production value, I just have my own production team.
Are you self-taught as far as the production and so forth, like what to use, what's better?
Yeah, that's self-taught. Like I literally just from trial and error.
Just trial and error, breaking it down. Yeah. And Cam, what about you? Were you into like video camera, or is this something that you picked up as you've been on this adventure?
I kind of a little bit, but actually my senior year I took a video and production class, so I know a little bit here and there.
A little bit, you picking it up, putting it together. Bit. Okay. When we come forward, we will have more with the LA Try Guy. Of course, we're going to hit some trending topics and headlines. I mentioned Deion Sanders and the halo effect, Diddy giving back that publishing, all of that and more. You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. News and sports is up next.
Sunday morning, where you eating at? I'm on 1365 Wichita Drive, old bird with a stove ride. Church to dropping chicken in yesterday's grease, then go together with this quarter Mickey's. Last night, hanging over from a good time. Yeah, beef is cheaper, but it's pumped with red dye between two pieces of bread. Thought it looked good with them hairy legs. Wish I could cut her up, but my stomach come before sex. A house full of, now what's the ingredients? Spaghetti plus a month.